All right, I hope I'm not wearing this live stream thing out. I think most of us here in this chat room have been kind of ready and prepared for what's happening. And it seems to be, not seems to be, it is intensifying every single day. I mean, Trish and I look at each other every day going, how bad is it actually going to get? You got schools closing down, shops closing down. They're talking about sheltering in place in San Francisco. And I'm going to show you something. I, I can't believe I keep saying I can't believe this is happening. We expected it to happen, but it's so surreal when it actually does. We are literally talking about crashing the entire American economy and pushing 80% of small businesses off the cliff, off the fiscal cliff because of the coronavirus. It's beyond ridiculous. It's beyond Bizarro World 1984. Now, as I try to collect my thoughts here, I want to show you something. And the reason I'm going live like this is because I'm going to show you some stuff from SLSD, and they're notorious for community guideline strikes. They will just zap your channel like nobody's business unless I do it like this. Let me turn this light off right here. I want to show you. Oh, shoot, I just lost my phone. My holder broke today, and so I got to do this manually. Check this out. I'm just going to play pieces of this video right here. This is a drone video footage from the empty, what they call motorways, what we would call freeways or interstates, in the coronavirus lockdown in Italy. This is Lombardy, Italy. And I'm going to give you the significance of this because maybe you guys are asking the same question I asked when I watched this footage. Look at this. Just a couple cars on the freeway. This is a major hub, guys. If you don't know the significance of Lombardy, Italy, I'm about to show you. It's a ghost town. Look at this. Drone footage of a bustling city. There's no sound on this video. Look at this. It's almost like it's like the intro to a movie or something. I can't even believe I'm saying I can't believe this, but this is what's going on. So maybe you asked yourself the question as you're watching this video, okay, yeah, Brian, but what's the population of Lombardy, Italy? The population is, guess, any guesses? I'll tell you what, nobody look, don't Google it. What do you think the population of Lombardy, Italy is? Lombardy is a region in Italy. 15 million, said David. Any other guesses? Just take a stab. 4 million, 60 million, says Gatlin. Zach says 4 million. Jay says 5 million. Somebody says 60 million. 60 million is high. Now, if this was a city of 1 million people, let me just go back here. Shoot, that NBC logo flash is probably going to set something off on the algorithms. If this was a city of 500,000 people, it should be bustling. If it was a city of 1 million people, it should be really bustling. Or 3 million, or 5 million, or 7 million. Check this out. The population of Lombardy, Italy is 10.04 million. It's pretty close to the population of Wuhan. You know, we've seen all these pictures coming out of Wuhan, China, 11.08 million people. Lombardy is a region in northern Italy. Its capital, Milan, is a global hub of fashion and finance, and with many high-end shops and restaurants. They have Leonardo da Vinci's painting of the Last Supper there, just as, you know, kind of a marker. But this city, where there's a drone shot of their freeways empty, is a region of 10.04 million people, and it's a freaking ghost town. How do you control 10.04 million people, guys? And the reason I'm showing this to you is because I don't know of any, like my whole state only has like 3.5 or 3.8 million people. That's in the whole state, not just in my little region. If they can control 10.04 million people like this, I don't even know how you can control people like that. Keeping people off the roads? What are they threatening them with? How do you do that? Are people really that scared for this pandemic? Let's call it what it is. The plan-demic. This is planned, guys. This is planned economy wrecking garbage. that you're seeing right here. I'm sorry I keep shaking this. I just don't want to. I don't want a community guideline strike while I'm recording this. Let me show you why people are scared. You probably hear my dog drinking in the background. Listen to this from Rachel Madcow. Listen to this guy right here. Listen to him spew his nonsense.
Dr. Ian Lipkin is the director of the Center for Infection and Immunity at Columbia University School of Public Health. He's one of the world's leading
Dr. E. Lipkin from Columbia University is the leading what?
Infectious disease epidemiologist.
Leading infectious disease epidemiologist. I keep cutting in here because, guys, I don't want a community guideline strike. I know it kind of irks people, but stick around. You are not going to believe, or you will, but you still won't believe what this guy actually advocates for.
Again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
My pleasure.
So let me ask you first if I've said anything tonight that strikes you as wrong or wrong-headed in the way.
No, I think you said what needs to be said. The one thing I would emphasize is that there's no reason to test drive this in the Bay Area. It's already been test driven in China. This is how the
do you know what they're talking about? Do you know what he's talking about? There's no reason to test drive this thing nationwide. He's saying the thing we don't need to test drive is what's going on in the Bay Area. What's going on in the Bay Area? Mandatory shelter in place in 6 areas in the Bay Area. Shelter in place. That's beyond quarantine. That's you don't leave your house. You can't leave your house by government mandate. If you leave your house, you will be punished. You will be confronted by men with guns and made to stay in because it's a public health crisis. And if you go outside of your house, you're jeopardizing public health. Listen to this guy.
The outbreak was shut down in Hubei province, in Wuhan. That was the sheltering place we're talking about here as being novel. It's not novel.
What did somebody just said in the Jace Ventura said weld them in place. Yeah, not shelter in place, weld them in place. You remember those videos coming out of Wuhan where they were welding their doors shut? They would put this rice paper or some kind of tape on it, and if they found that people were coming out of their houses, they went and barricaded them in their houses. And he's advocating for Wuhan-style shelter in place, not statewide, but nationwide in the United States. You stay in your home or else. They're taking this thing seriously, man.
One point, as you pointed out, we wind up edging toward fewer people sheltering in place, starting with large gatherings and smaller. Why don't we just go there all at once? If we go there all at once, then we will truncate the time required to actually get out of this mess.
So if it is a sort of from an epidemiological perspective, it's the sort of gold standard.
Do it all at once. And Mad Cow just said it's the gold standard. What's the gold standard for public health? Shelter in place. If you shelter in place, then you flatten the curve. You eliminate the virus. It's BS, man. They're shoving this down our throats 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on mainstream propaganda. It's infuriating. And my question is, see, guys, I'm not here to give a directive. If I start giving directives, then my channel gets shut down. But you know exactly how I feel about this. What is the spirit of freedom? According to all the founding fathers, according to what this country was supposedly built on, what is the essence of freedom? It is resistance. The essence of freedom is resistance. What's the essence of slavery? Obedience. People who are free don't obey. That's how you get free, by mass disobedience. Civil disobedience, YouTube, but disobedience nonetheless.
People should shelter in place, stay home, not get together. What I worry about is in a society with almost no testing, are you guaranteeing that people who are positive right now and don't know it are going to infect all their family members with whom they are sheltering in place?
That's part of the price. You have to get them out of the community.
And by the way, as a Psy operator pointed out today in an earlier live stream, these people are being hypocrites. This guy's not sheltering in place. Why isn't he doing a conference call to Rachel Madcow and setting an example for us? He's telling us everybody should shelter in place. He's not in his home. Rachel Madcow isn't in her home. She's calling it the gold standard. He's saying that we need to just do this all at once and we need to do it nationwide. But where's he sitting? He's sitting in an MSLSD studio. Look, this is from MSLSD. But he's chosen Says Jack Kennedy. Yeah, it doesn't apply to the chosen ones. It doesn't apply to the ruling class. They want us to shelter in place. They want us to kowtow. They want us to be obedient little servants and obey them.
There is no other way. What you said.
Yeah, Rick James says, as Brian said, I'm sheltering in place, whatever this guy's name is. What's his name? Director for, Dr. Ian Lipkin. Hey, Lipkin, I'm in my house doing a video and you're in an MSLSD studio.
About testing being essential is the point. And that's one of the reasons why in our center we focus on testing. We refer to it as medical intelligence. This is what allows you to make informed decisions. Without testing, we don't have informed decisions. Now, one of the problems we have with tests is that we may assume that all tests are equivalent, and they're not. Some tests give you false negatives. If you get a false negative, that's a big
Stick around, guys. I gotta stop this because they'll start. They'll go, well, you're not doing fair use. You're trying to use this for your own gain or whatever. I'm not gonna get a community guideline strike on this. So if you're new to this live stream, the reason I'm doing it like this is because MS already got one on my channel. If I get the second one, I'm down for 90 days. If I get my third one, I'm out. So I'm just breaking this up, but I want you to hear what else he has to say, because she goes, let's just get this straight and let's make this clear. You're actually advocating that the entire nation shelter in place. Is that correct? And he says, yep, absolutely. We need to declare martial law. Sheltering in place is a euphemism for martial law. Martial law is a euphemism for just hand us your rights, shut up, and take it like, just bend over and take it like a good American.
problem, because then you have a sense of security and complacency, and you put people together who shouldn't be together. But you do know that if in fact you move this direction and say, we're going to shelter in place, we're going to isolate people, we're going to prevent the continued spread, then you will indeed flatten that curve that you've shown. And that's exactly what we need to do.
And that's what you're hearing on every news station, every CIA Operation Mockingbird infiltrated news station, every 24/7 propaganda machine, from faux news to MSLSD to the Communist News Network. They want you to shelter in place. They want you to go on lockdown. They want you to do your part. It's almost like Bernie saying, pay your fair share. They want you to do your part while they stand there with, somebody also pointed out today when I was doing a live stream, those people who are standing behind Trump and almost every one of those people were 65 and up, telling us that 65 and uppers need to all stay in their homes and not come out. It's utter hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy on display. It's incredible. We're living in incredible times, guys. Listen to this.
Now, there's some other things that we can do too. We can begin to look at a variety of medications that look like they might be helpful. We need, for example, there's one drug that's oral called hydroxyquinolone, which is...
Hydroxyquinolone, what did he just do? He just put in a plug for Big Pharma. Go figure, guys. So MSLSD just plugged Big Pharma as they told you that we need to foist ultimate tyranny on this land by putting everybody in lockdown and shelter in place mode, take away all their freedoms, maybe bring in the military to enforce all this stuff. Hey, who's going to patrol the streets if we're all sheltering in place? Oh, that's right. The ruling class and the law enforcement class, the police class, the thin blue line. They don't have to shelter in place because they got to make sure the rest of us are obeying the overlords. Screw that, man. And now he's putting in a big plug for Big Pharma. Here's what we should do while you're sheltering in place. Hey, we'll just have people go around town knocking on doors, telling you to roll up your sleeves so that we can put the Big Pharma government soup mixture into your veins. Take it. Bend over, America.
Which may in fact be useful as a preventive measure. We know that antibodies...
Did you hear his words? May be useful. Well, guess what? Guess what, Mr. Lipkin? Maybe it's dangerous. Maybe it'll start killing people. Maybe it'll give people diseases they wouldn't have otherwise had. Maybe it's going to propagate the flu virus so you guys can continue making your money. Maybe it's going to make people sicker. Maybe it's going to kill more people.
People have when they convalesce can prevent disease. We're not investing enough in tried and true classical sort of methods, repurposing drugs and strategies that have already been shown to work. Most of our investment is in things which are sexy and new and patentable.
It's coming up. It's coming
We're
up.
in the middle of a public health crisis.
There's another euphemism. There's another buzz phrase. Public health crisis. Now, what kind of American? I'm sitting here in the dark, so here. What kind of American would you be if you went outside your house and you put your 65-year-old neighbor in jeopardy? What kind of person are you anyway? And then they try to public shame you, and then all the public lemmings who've been indoctrinated by their 15,000 hour public school government indoctrination program are going to rally around and go, yeah, what kind of person are you anyway? As they drink their fluoride water and just, the involuntary medication. Get back in your house. We're going to call the police on you, 911. And then you got this Orwell police state where everybody's your nanny and everybody's making sure you comply with the law. Meanwhile, all the businesses, the small businesses, are going out of business, and the mega companies like the Walmarts and the Nikes and the big companies of this world, the Lululemons and all this crap, the Amazons of the world, are pushing all the businesses off the financial cliff because they can't weather the storm that was manufactured, the plandemic that was manufactured to crash the economy, to bring in, yeah, I'm going to say it, the New World Order. This is all NWO, follow the script crap, guys. Let's just finish it because I want you to hear what Rachel Madcow says. Rachel Madcow actually makes it really clear. He gets really crystal clear on what he's asking for to be foisted on the American people.
And we need to start with what works.
Let me ask you just to reiterate something that I think you've already made clear, but I just want to underscore it.
Here it
You
is.
believe that the kinds of measures that have been announced tonight for 6 counties in the San Francisco Bay Area should be instituted nationwide
Yes.
right away.
There you go. The emergency measures that have been instituted in the 6 counties in the Bay Area need to be instituted nationwide right away. And what is that? Shelter in place, martial law, remove all freedoms. The Constitution has been suspended because we need to protect public health and flatten the coronavirus curve. That's what's going on. Now I want you to see what Ari Melber says here on MSLSD, and then I'm going to wrap this up. But this is really important, guys. This is the crap. This is the Hegelian dialectic pill in action that they're trying to cram down your throat and up your ass till you just puke on it, till you just choke on their putrid, propagandized nonsense.
And let's be clear, you've heard it from public health experts, you're going to hear it on the news. Some of the decisions you make could literally help save lives. Now, all of this.
There you go. You've heard it from the public health officials. You've heard it from us. We're the experts in the news. Some of the decisions you make could literally save lives. And if you don't do what we tell you to do, you know how many lives are going to be lost. Guys, more lives will be lost with this government intervention program. More people will go out of business. Can you imagine? I'm just ramping up here. I'll just play this.
It's also clearly testing our leadership. You know, I work in the news, so I follow this day in and day out. And I can tell you during this period of time, these last few years, we are, as you know, as you've heard, living through an infamously polarized, petulant political era. And yet right now, the people who lead our government, they are being called.
And they didn't do anything to add to the polarization, did you, Ari? You did nothing to add to the polarization at all. You schmucks. You schmucks. God, man.
Commanded to do far more than bicker, blame, or obstruct. No, I can tell you straight up, obstructing is no solution right now. It just won't cut it.
In other words, we need to all be on the same page. This needs to be a partisan agreement. We all need to get together and screw the American people because that's what's going on. Look at this. Only 5,400 cases and 97 deaths in the United States. And there's how many total cases? 140,000 influenza cases at any one time. 31 million people have already been infected with the regular influenza virus. And 20,000 have already died. And there was no lockdown for that. I know I keep saying that, but guys, it's plain as the nose on your face that we're being railroaded under the auspices of saving the people from the coronavirus.
Out of Washington late today is that Republican Senator Mitch McConnell, of course the majority leader, is pledging a vote on this brand new bill coming out of the House on coronavirus. All of this amidst new debates over what the government can and should do. As we've reported over the past few days, some ideas that were once considered too extreme or liberal are suddenly being backed and embraced even
Did you hear that? Some of the policy, and he's right. Unfortunately, I got to tell you, Ari Melber is right. The policies that the Republicans reject because they're too liberal are the very ones that they're embracing, and you're going to hear that from Steve Mnuchin now with a nod from President Donald Trump. Listen to it.
The kind of emergency measures the United States needs. Today, for example, we witnessed a conservative banker appointed by President Trump tout cash payments that echo proposals by liberal presidential candidate Andrew Yang.
Check this out.
We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately. And what we've heard from hardworking Americans, many companies have now shut down, whether it's bars or restaurants. Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks. How much? I will be previewing that with the Republicans. There's some numbers out there.
I bet you will.
A little bit bigger than what's in the press. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more.
Yeah, Ari, thanks for snowing the people. You know what needs to happen? Thanks, Snapzilla. Let me go over some of these super chats real quick. Hey Snap, I tried to get your attention today, but the live stream ended. This is crazy. We need to work together to help get the information out. Thanks, Snap. Aussie Matt TV says, have you seen the bill that they're trying to that they're passing or trying to over there about wanting to control the internet? Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, go to the let's see. Last American Vagabond channel. Admins, can you put that link down there? He covered it really well, and I may cover it, I may not, but I want to direct all that attention over to him because he knows what he's talking about there. I'd have to do some studying on it, but yeah, it looks bad. It looks like a bad news. Every message and what you post. Yeah, they're trying to push a lot of stuff on us right now. This is why we need to get rid of Washington's district of criminals. Low Key says, don't worry, America. Bill Gates has a vaccine for you enforced by law. Guys, I would not doubt that. Just expect it, okay? Expect it. Here's the deal. I'm gonna show you one more thing before I go into my short little 2-minute diatribe. Let me turn this around. Have you guys ever heard, somebody put this in the chat room today, the Cloward Piven strategy, and it's been a long time, but I do remember it. The Cloward Piven strategy is a political strategy outlined in 1966 by American sociologists and political activists Richard Clower and Francis Fox Piven that called for overloading the U.S. public welfare system in order to precipitate a crisis that would lead to a replacement of the welfare system and, quote, a guaranteed annual income, that's UBI, Universal Basic Income, and thus to end poverty. Well, you're not going to end poverty. You know, I think even the Bible, Jesus says, the poor you will always have with you. We're always going to have poor people with us. And the last entity that's going to end poverty is the government. Hold on, I gotta fix my stand right here. This thing broke on me today, so I don't have a top thing to keep my phone in. Have you ever heard of the stock market crash? You've heard of the stock market crash of 1929, but have you heard of the stock market crash of 1921? You know why you haven't heard of it? You know why most people haven't heard of it? Because even though the Federal Reserve was online, they did nothing. And the market recovered in spades in less than a year. See, when you get the Fed to start doing something like this quantitative easing, or like Mnuchin just said, we're just going to start writing checks to the American people. Oh, yeah. Okay. Who's going to pay for that? Oh, that's right. Your great, 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 great. I don't even know how far it is now. Your great, great grandchildren, way into future eons, people who aren't even born yet. Their labor is already bought and paid for. They are bought and paid for. They become transgenerational slaves because we want to deal with things easy now with easy credit, because we don't have a sound money system. And the international bankers are not constrained. So they pull money out of the air like you pull poop out of a unicorn's ass. This whole thing is built on a house of cards, and they're not going to let it fall. And they've already announced that they're going to inject $1.5 trillion into the market. My phone didn't like that number. $1.5 trillion into the market. Where's that money going to come from? You and me are going to bail out the airline industry. You and me are going to bail out the cruise line industry. You and me are going to bail out the airline industry. And guess what? They're going to let mom and pop shops crumble to the ground. They're going to be scared to open. There are little coffee shops in this town. There are little mom and pop shops right now that even without limiting their hours and closing down, the business is nil because people are actually scared of the coronavirus. People are actually fearful because they're believing what they're watching on mainstream media. Even when mainstream media gets into the act to tell you to become a prepper, you know it's too late to prepare because now you're going to be in line with all the other idiots, and there's nothing. Don't underestimate the power of stupid people in large crowds. Never do it. And try to never put yourself in that position because it's a dangerous position. It's a deadly position. So I wanted to show you these crazy, crazy things. They're literally calling for shelter in place. Martial law, medical martial law. We got to get rid of the coronavirus. We got to flatten the curve. And if you're not on board, or what did Pence said today, we want the American people to partner with us. Doesn't that sound nice? Doesn't it sound nice when they use euphemistic terminology like that? We need the American people to partner with us. We need you to be on board with us. We need to all be on the same page so we can defeat the evil coronavirus together. And then at the end of it, we can say that we did it. I'm going to show you this thing about Marco Rubio. What he said was just outlandish. I'm not just picking on MSLSD. I'm not just picking on the Communist News Network, or you just might as well call it the Corona News Network now. It's also faux news. It's ABC. It's CBS. It's all the CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird 24/7 propaganda campaignists and machinists churning it out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 1,440 minutes a day, 86,400 seconds a day. It's coming at you, coming out of your cable stations. Let me read this super chat and then I'm going to let you guys go. I know I'm wearing this live stream thing out, but man, Back at Shamil says, Brian, I just came from the street and noticed more than unusual undercover police cars in New York City. Brother, things are getting surreal. When you have time, please get to me. I think we're effed. I mean, it looks like it. I'll tell you what. You guys, if you can, I mean, because we got to be the media right now. The media is skewing everything. We got to be the media. So if you guys have video and audio you want to send me, send it at contact@highimpactflix.com. If I think it's relevant and, things haven't moved so fast that it has become old news, I'll use it on the channel and we'll just try to make people aware. But the thing that we got to do is get together as a society in your neck of the woods, in your zone of influence, and try to preserve some semblance of liberty. Because I'll tell you, man, especially in liberal-leaning places that don't give a damn about individual freedoms and want to be enslaved, and like they're doing in Seattle, calling for the government to lock them down. Please, government, lock us down and keep us safe from the coronavirus. And all these crazy people out here who are acting like free people, jeopardizing public safety. Oh my gosh. The government and mainstream media are literally churning the 24/7 propaganda campaign to turn you against me against my neighbor against neighbor, family member against family member. If you don't comply with the government, you must not care about humanity. It's like the same argument they use for gun control. What? You're not going to get rid of your guns for the sake of the children? You must not love kids. Oh my God, you're an evil person because you're not getting rid of your firearms. It's a false dichotomy. For them, it's either one or the other. You either give away your gun and love kids, or hate kids and keep your gun. Oh, there's not another option. Like, maybe I want to keep my gun because I love my kids and I want to protect my kids. Maybe I want to keep my gun because I'm down the street from a school, like that guy in Southern Springs. What was his name? I can't remember. I always forget his name. Babe, do you remember that guy's name? He put on his shoes real quick and got that AR-15. Does anybody know? No. Shoot, I know somebody's gonna get it. I want to say his name. Sutherland Springs, and he put that guy down. He didn't wait for authorities to come. Do you guys remember his name? Shoot. I want to give him props. That's the way to do it. That's if you think of his name, somebody, let me know. Super chat from Back to Shamil. Divide and conquer never gets old. Yeah, it always works. So does the Hegelian dialectic. Maiden of Darkness says, my friend asked me if it was my grandma dying from this and I had a choice between her and closing 10 small businesses, what would I do? Stupid. Yeah, that is such a stupid question. How about I want to keep my grandmother and I want to keep my business open? Yeah, Stephen Williford. Thank you, Alan Mander. Allimander. Allimander. Sallymander. Yeah, Stephen Williford. Stephen Williford got his shoes on. He lived down the street from that church that was getting shot up in Sutherland Springs. He grabbed his AR-15. I think he even had his daughter load the magazine or something, load an extra magazine, and he ran out with his shoelaces not tied or barefooted or something like that. But he ran down the street and he took that guy out. How about the option, anti-gunners, that I want to keep my gun so that I can have the firepower because I'm a good guy? And don't try to convince me I'm a bad guy because I have a scary black AR-15 or whatever gun you might have. How about I want to keep that because I love kids and I want to protect kids and I want to be in the most powerful position to meet whatever aggressor tries to come against them. My kids, other kids in the neighborhood, whatever. Don't disempower me because you're scared of scary black AR-15 style rifles that only should be on the battlefield and you want to call them assault rifles. It's the same thing with this pandemic. Oh, you must hate people because you're not obeying the government. How about I can disobey the government and still love people and still carry on with freedom? How about that? How about I can still, how about I don't have to believe mainstream media? How about I think they're lying about everything because they have a pattern of lying for the last how many decades? We know from back in the 1970s they were infiltrated by the CIA, and we know thanks to Mike Pompeo that they train you in the CIA to lie, cheat, and steal, and heck, we even have training manuals on how to train people how to lie, cheat, and steal. Ha 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 ha, says the audience. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, God, clap, clap, clap for Mike Pompeo. That's how decadent we've become as Americans. I wasn't meaning to get on this rant or this diatribe, guys. Snapzilla says, do you dry fire exercises at home? Snapzilla also says LAUSD just shut down school for the rest of the year. Okay, I read that, but they did not quote Gavin Newsom. As a matter of fact, the article was like 15 hours old. Let's see. Great news. Also, liberals here are buying up guns and ammo. Lines around the block. That's good. Yeah, that is good. That is a good thing. But I read the... matter of fact, I think I still have it up. Shoot, I don't have it up. You got to be careful with the LA Times. Oh, here it is. I do have it up. Look at this. Check out how crafty they are. Look at this. You know, I wouldn't doubt that they'll close the schools, but they haven't done it yet. This is from the LA Times. You can see that right there. It says, California public schools are likely to be closed for the remainder of the school year in response to the escalating spread of coronavirus, Gavin Newsom said Thursday afternoon. There's no quotes on that. They're not gonna they're not gonna say he said something he didn't say, even though they did it, but they didn't put quotes around it. And then when you look up, did Gavin Newsom say this? 2 days ago, he said he's thinking about not closing all schools down, but the LA Times would have you believe they are. Now, I think things are very up in the air right now. I wouldn't doubt him doing that, and I personally don't think it's a bad thing to get rid of public schools because we need to get rid of the Board of Education, the Department of Education anyway. It's nonsense. It costs a ton of money, and it's churning out stupid kids. You want smart kids? You homeschool your kids. They're the ones that win all the math contests and the spelling bees. And they're well behaved. Have you ever been in a crowd of kids and you can pick out the homeschool kids? They have a brighter countenance. They're more engaging. They're not introverted. They just seem like they're not hiding things. Seems like they're just more pure or something. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying that there are kids that go to public schools that aren't that way, but they are very rare. And homeschool kids, it's the exact opposite. The majority of them are pretty well behaved. They know how to handle social situations and all that kind of stuff. So, and maybe I'm broad brushing things. If you think I'm wrong, I know I guess I'll get hammered in the comments. But I'm talking as a homeschool dad, so I have a bias. I admit it. Trump will bail his hotels out, says 1111. Global digital currency. Mnuchin appointed the CLO of Coinbase as senior U.S. bank regulator. That's interesting. Didn't know that part. They're putting in 5G in schools. Yeah, Outlaw says Bill Cooper warned us too. Yeah, Bill Cooper, he had a lot of things right, didn't he? And they thought he was crazy, didn't they?
And that's what's going to happen. You're going to sound like you're an absolute lunatic because you're not going along with the program. And they just can't tolerate that. Why? Because truth is treason in the empire of lies. It always has been and it always will be. And truth is the new hate speech. You start speaking truth like David Clark did, that sheriff David Clark did on Twitter, and then you get your post deleted and then you become deleted. And I'm not saying, you guys know what I think about David Clark and you know what I think about law enforcement, but nobody should be censored. I don't want a Satanist censored. I don't want Rachel Madcow censored. I don't want Brian Stelter censored, because censorship is a double-edged sword that swings both ways. If you demand censorship on somebody else, then you better be ready to have that censorship swing back and lop your head off. That's how it is. They can say all the stupid crap they want. Truth fears no scrutiny. Baki Shamil says, do you think they'll try to spray us from above? That's what they're telling us. That's why they're telling us to stay in shelter. I don't know if shelter in place or walking out in the streets. I mean, doesn't it land on everybody pretty much equally, whatever they're spraying in the skies? All right, guys. I censor Mad Cow by not watching her crappy show, says Rika. Yeah, exactly. You want to censor? The only legitimate censorship is self-censorship. If you don't want to watch something, don't watch it. Don't try to get a third party to force somebody else not to watch it. That's lunacy, man. That's ridiculous. If you don't want to eat a certain candy bar, don't eat the candy bar. Don't try to, get a whole group together and lobby your congressman, your favorite political parasite, and have them try to get government intervention and initiate force and violence on somebody because you don't like the candy bar they eat or what comes out of their mouths. Dark Wolf says, National Guardsman from Ohio here. Crazy times. Oh man, you should contact me. Tell me what you're talking about. Tell me what you're seeing. Guys, contact at highimpactflix.com. Admins, can you put my email address and my website in the comments section here? I'm gonna go for about another minute, and then I gotta head out of here and go work out. I've been at the computer all day. I had to get another gym membership for a gym that's open 24 hours a day. I hope it stays open. They said they were gonna stay open, but I usually work out at the local gym here that's affiliated with the school. They shut the school down. It's for spring break, but they're saying that they're gonna be shut down for the coronavirus. It's just crazy. It's affecting everybody. Matter of fact, I walked out of the gym the other day and I was like, man, this is really, it's hitting home. It's hitting Main Street. This is exactly what they want to go on. Yeah, I Killer Polaris says Rebellion. If you guys can find that link for my channel, it's www.highimpactflix.com. Or here, I'll drop it in there too. Contact at highimpactflix.com I got to be real careful with this because my little top clip thing broke off. Okay, let me ask you this. There's 1.1 thousand people in here. Can you give this, if you like this video, if you like what I said, if you like what I went over, can you hit the like button? That really helps with the algorithms. I'll tell you what, it has helped majorly with that last video, because when you guys hit all those like buttons, and you guys must have shared it a lot, because it did way better than any of my other live streams. And I think this is valuable information to get out. Let me see. I'm going to put the thanks. You just increased it like by almost 100. Okay, I'm just blitzing this is my YouTube, my website. Go to my website. Let's connect through that, because if they take my channel down, if they take Twitter down, if they take Facebook down or whatever, we'll have a direct link through my website and through my contact at highimpactflix.com. If you got some video to send me or something that you think is newsworthy, let me know. Contact at highimpactflix.com. Matter of fact, that's my email. Shoot, I should have. All right, I just blitzed it. Okay, super chat from Sir Budrick. Thanks, man. Event 201 pandemic exercise YouTube. Sir, I've done a video on that. I'm doing this is my 5th video today, or 4th video. And I did the event 201 with Bill Gates and what they talked about and stuff. Dry run exercise by Johns Hopkins University, which ironically, they're the ones that are putting out the famous Wuhan virus update site. You know, that real fancy looking Flash player deal. Interesting. And funded by Bill Gates and Melinda Gates last October. Okay, let me ask you guys this.
I can do a real quick live stream. I think I should just do the live stream and not do an edited video, but I want to show you something very important about some biotech companies that were invested in by some bankers. I don't want to put it here because I want to keep this kind of like an isolated video. Put a 1 in the comment section if you want me to do that video. It's very eye-opening. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me an email today and I told her, let's see, what was her name? I'll just give you a shout out. Shoot. I don't think I'm on that. All right, let me see. I'm just going to go ahead and give her a shout out. She gave me the information. I was like, man, you're reading my mind. I've had this in a tab for the last 2 days. I've got like 50 or 60 tabs going across the screen, and I keep forgetting to hit the items that I keep telling myself that I'm going to hit. Let's see. Inbox. Okay, one. Okay, I'll just do a quick. It'll be like a 5-minute live stream. It's very eye-opening. Yeah, Virginia. Shout out to you, Virginia. She was circling all this stuff, and I was like, is my screen projecting onto her laptop or her computer or her cell phone or something? Because everything she had circled is everything that I was going to talk about in the video. Let me put this back right here. Sorry for my ugly palm in the way. You have 50 tabs open too, Rika. Let's see. Look at that, 1,111 watching now. That's funny. Guard Goldsmith says, Brian, I don't know if someone mentioned this already, but the city of Philly released a notice, screen capped it, that they aren't going to arrest for theft and burglary. The state is not and never was our friend. Wow. Can you, hey, Guard, I just added you as a moderator. Can you just put that link in the description or the comment section for everybody, and then email me at contact@highimpactflix.com. Guys, if you email me, forgive me if I don't get around to you. There's just so many emails I get and so many messages. I'm just kind of trying to juggle as many things as I can. So please forgive me up front if I don't get back with you. I really appreciate you guys. I try to read as much as I can, but I only got 1,440 minutes in a day. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Thanks, Outlaw. Thanks for go ahead and put that link again, Outlaw. For Really Graceful did a good video about 219 CEOs. Yeah, see, I got it written down right there. I was taking notes there, Grace. 219 CEOs resigned this year at the height of the stock market. They resigned, they stepped down, and they cashed out their stocks. Interesting. The last major CEO to step down was none other than, drumroll, who was it? Bill Gates, so that he can set his sights on philanthropic work. One of those being making vaccines for the rest of us. Oh, goody. Are you ready to roll up your sleeves so we can get some vaccines so we can be a good little boys and girls and obey the government when they tell us that we need to get their chemical soup mixture into our veins and into our brains? This is crazy, man. You hear these memes that say, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just ranting. You hear these memes and it's like it resonates with you, and it's funny and yet sobering all at the same time. And then when you start going through it, it's super surreal. But you hear these memes like 1984 was not meant to be an instruction manual. It was supposed to be fiction. That's why I put that shirt in my store as kind of a spoof, but it's not a spoof anymore, and it's not a joke, and it's not funny. Make 1984 great again. Make Orwell fiction again. Make 1984 fiction again. This ain't fiction. We're actually living this. No, just give me a link, Garth. I if you tell me what it is, I might. I have so many things jostling around in my brain. So tell me what the 16-year-old deal is. Give me an email or whatever. But I don't want to tie you guys up anymore. Please share this video. Please hit the like button before you leave. I really appreciate you guys. You don't know. When I see one person in my live stream, I'm like, God, it's just super humbling. And then to have 1,000 people in here, I don't even know what to say. I really appreciate you guys being here. All right, one more. All right, you guys are killing me. You guys are killing me with the super chats. Thanks. Bacchus Shamil says, Brian, thanks for everything you do. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was good talking to you the other day, too. All right. Snapzilla. Look at your Snapzilla, High Impact Flicks at It's Skype. I know you've been trying to get in touch with me. Let's just Skype real quick before I head off to the gym. I got to let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me. Please share this video. Let's raise awareness. Take a stand wherever you are. Don't do it in an unsafe manner, but see if you can get as many people on board with you as possible, because we have got to hold fast to liberty and not let tyranny come in. Okay, I'm gonna end this video with this quote right here. This resonates so much with me. This is from Charles de Montseek. He said, "There is no crueler tyranny than that which is perpetuated under the shield of law and in the name of justice." I'm going to say it again. There is no crueler tyranny than that which is perpetuated under the shield of law and in the name of justice. And let me read one more. Tyranny is always better organized for some reason than freedom. We see this. We know this to be true. I don't know why human nature is geared that way. They would rather be sheep in a pen of tyranny than just free beings out in the wilderness of liberty. I don't know why. Have I heard anything about the asteroid coming? Might as well. Might as well. Hopefully it hits Washington, D.C. Hopefully it's small enough just to obliterate Washington, D.C. That'd be nice. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be a godsend? All right, guys. I appreciate it. The price of freedom is and always will be eternal vigilance. And indifference to this notion is the means by which the people will and have secured their own oppression. Thank you, Aussie Matt TV. Much love to you too, my Australian brother. Let's all stick together. Take care.